Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. In today's video I'm going to be going through some grading results. You're in for a good video. I've got 25 coins. Yes, there's going to be some shocks. There's going to be some bad coins. These coins were bought over multiple sources. They were graded for multiple reasons. It's actually kind of cost me a lot in terms of my cash flow. I've had to sacrifice a lot because of this, and also because of the 2022 proof sovereign, so my cash flow has been very limited of late. Let's get into it. This is probably, I was kind of expecting this. I said to the gentleman when I bought it, I said I think it's fake, but I'll get it graded just to confirm, because if it isn't, you know, it's good. But looking at it, this come from one of the main dealers in London. So I don't doubt this probably XRF'd right. Probably weighed right as well. That does happen with American coins. Real shame. I have sent him a message. Not good. Is what it is. Right, where do we start on the next batch? Where do we start? So there's 24 more coins to show you. Let's kind of split it up into kind of subsections. Let's put something on the table. I've got a habit of doing that, talking with a blank table. Okay, so I'm going to show that kind of last. I think I'm going to show them next. That can go there. So I ended up grading a load of sovereigns. Typically I don't grade sovereigns. It's not really my go-to. But I kind of realised from a strategic point of view, I had some nice sovereigns that I'd got from multiple areas, and I felt they were worthy of sending to grading, but also I just couldn't keep hold of bullion. So in my head I was like, I'll have a scattergun approach, and you know, I'm probably going to win on a couple and I'm probably going to maybe lose on a couple, but overall it just keeps some bullion coins in the coffers for when they come back. And it's actually, I'd say it's looked after me by doing this, because it's meant I haven't been stuck with all the tricky stock. I had to kind of grind and work hard to get rid of that tricky stock, which is a pain in itself. This has taken longer than I planned. Right, there we go. Wow, 2.5 minutes in. So yeah, let's go through the coins. I got these from multiple sources. Some had been in my reserve, some coming in one go. So this was a 63. I was a bit disappointed with this. I thought it would be slightly higher. I thought it would be a 64. It's okay, you know, it's not a problem. It's not a bad grade in itself. You know, I haven't checked it against the database, but it is what it is. This one here, 61, it's probably a fairish result. Should I have got this graded? Maybe not, but it's okay. I know, I remember why I got this graded. I thought it had a case for being a DPL. It didn't come back that, but I did think it had a case. This was one I bought in from a gentleman, and when I looked at it, I remember pinging a line to a very well-established dealer in London, and I said, "Is this a proof?" And he was like, "No, it's not a proof, but you know, it's a nice coin." And I had it in my head. I convinced myself it was a DPL. It wasn't, but that's okay. So this is a South African 63. 1926. Again, I'm not going to lose on these, even with grading costs. You know, I'm going to do fine. In terms of pricing, I don't really have any prices in my mind on anything really. I need to kind of dig out where the market's at, and pretty much everything is for sale, or at least it will be for sale. Again, I wanted this. I got this graded because I thought it was a variety. I think it is a variety. So the gentleman sold it to me as a variety. I didn't really see any value uplift with the variety. I think I paid £10 over. I think I just paid it because it overall it was kind of fair, I guess. And I was like, okay, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It's one of those. I'll just put it in a reserve. So 1888. Right. Yeah, leave that one to last. 1966 MS64. Nice coin. Let's kind of go back. MS61 1894 Melbourne. Again, nice example. And this absolutely blew my mind. This is a top pop. I need to check pricing. I couldn't believe it. I completely overlooked this one when it came in. I wasn't really expecting anything from it. Again, the rationale was just kind of kick the can down the road a little bit so you can keep hold of some bullion and hope something comes off. This one really came off being top pop. They're all the rage at the moment, or at least they were. Absolutely over the moon. I almost spat my coffee out when I found out the result on this. I was like, what? I was like, that can't be right. But yeah, apparently so. Very happy with that. Right, let's get into the next part of the batch. There is a fair amount of coins to go through. Do I want to do this one? Right, this one. I've got an international coin. I've got more international coins at grading. I've got another 2 batches away at the moment. Not as many coins, but I was slightly disappointed with this. Maybe naively, I thought it would get an MS60. You don't see many 60s though. They tend to go to 61. Maybe looking at it, I think I was a bit naive, but when I got it in, I thought it was a lovely example. I got 3 coins in, all 25 pesetas from a bullion dealer in London, and I ended up grading one of them. I sold the other 2. I never used to get these. I've had a lot of them recently. I don't know why that is. Right, let's go through the quarters. So PF69 2019. There's value in this. You know, we're not talking crazy amounts. We're not talking big numbers. But people do collect these, even in 69s. First 70. I would have preferred it had it been the next one. So this is the 2015 4th portrait. So there was 2 portraits that year, I believe. I would have preferred it had it been this because it's got the privy mark. So this is a PF69. Top result on this one. Double PF70 with privy mark. That's got to be on the... Yeah, there we go. It's not on the coin. It's on the holder. Really chuffed with that. Now, when I sent them in, I was expecting a range of 69s to 70s. So I knew there'd be some 70s, I knew there'd be some 69s, and I was kind of just hoping that the big coins hit. And you'll see in a minute that they did. 2015. This I was a tad disappointed with. I don't typically grade £2 coins. I have had them graded in the past. They're something you sit on for a while, but I love the design. When I looked at it, I thought, you know what, it's got a really good shot, so just send it in. Unfortunately, it came back at 69. In terms of value, again, I need to kind of look at where the market's at. I had a DNA coin for 2003 come back at 70. Yeah, it would have been nice to get 70 in this, but it just wasn't to be, and that's the way it works sometimes. 2019 PF70. Good result on this. '18 PF70, again, privy mark. very happy with that. PF69 2015. So what you'll notice is a lot of these come from sets. PF69 would have hoped for a 70, especially with the Privy Mark. That's okay. That 20, I haven't showed you yet. PF70 half sovereign. Can't go wrong. Great result. Now let's get into kind of the special coins. Over the moon with these. So this one was kind of sold prior. I had a deal with a gentleman. He's bought 2 of the coins, and he doesn't have a problem with paying up front to help with cash flow, and I try and give him what I feel is a fair price for that, because to be fair to him, he's waited what 3-4 months for some of these coins. I wouldn't do it with most clientele. It's not really an avenue I like to go down. I like to feel like we've developed a relationship that kind of works, and he's prepared to do that. But it's not something I do for most people, because it's a whole can of worms. It's not good for business. But essentially, I had a 2016 proof, and I sold it to him, and he got back to me and said, I'm not happy with it. And I said, okay, send it back, don't worry about it. I got it back, and I was like, actually, I'll send it off for grading. It's not going to get a 70, but I will send it off for grading and see what they can do with it. But I said to him, I was like, instead of me refunding you, I can refund you on the spot, that's not a problem. But instead of me refunding you, I've actually got another 2016 at grading. I had 2 come in like London buses. Do you want me to just let you have that one? I was like, it will be contingent though, so if it does get a 70, it's going to cost you slightly more. I'm not selling you a 70 for the price of an ungraded specimen. It's not going to work that way. But it ended up coming back 70, so we agreed a price which I thought was fair for both parties, and he's got a top coin in his collection now. Same with this one. So he kind of nagged me about it. He said, I really want a dub one. I was like, I don't want to sell it. I want it for me. I don't want to sell it. And then I looked at my cash flow. I said, I just don't have it. I don't have it in my cash flow. I need to sell something. And I said, again, if it's a 69, it will be a certain price. If it's a 70, it will be a certain price. Came back 70. I think he paid me within a day of me telling him. So he's been extra patient on these coins, and he's certainly got some wonderful coins for his collection. Would have loved to have kept this. Wasn't to be. Stunning coin. And here's the good part about it, because I've got a straight sweep on 70s. So there was a few coins, and I had my fingers crossed. I was like, really want 70s because the value lift's going to be there. Now, had they hit, say, 68s, it does happen, or 69s, the value uplift wouldn't have been amazing. But I thought in terms of these 4 coins, these are the ones I really wanted 70s on. Over the moon. Now the plan is I'll probably sell the half, and I'll try my hardest to keep the full. I want to put this in the reserve. It's going to be a coin that I think will appreciate a bit more. Yeah, over the moon to have got 70s. Wonderful coin. I had these when they first come out. I naively sold them. I shouldn't have done that, but again, I wasn't the trader I am today. I didn't have the cash flow. And last but not least, now there's going to be some people here that say, why have you graded a 1989 that obviously, isn't up to standard? I looked at it. One of my suppliers got this in, and he charged me a price where I didn't think this would grade. I really didn't. But he charged me a price where I could have broken even had it not graded. It would have been a hard sell, but I could have, got out of jail on that. So for this to come back as 67, I was absolutely over the moon, because I genuinely thought it wouldn't grade. And this is why you should always kind of take a punt sometimes, because there is a value uplift even with it being a 67. I'm going to do okay on this now. There's going to be some people say, oh, you know what, I don't want to buy a coin like that. But the reality is, this will be a gap filler for someone who can't afford a perfect example or a 69. They're not cheap coins. But yeah, over the moon. In terms of my favourite coin, I'm going to have to find it. I think we know what it's going to be. There's been an absolute embarrassment of riches today. Very, very happy. Let's see if I can find it. Is it on the other side? Yeah, it'll be on the other side. So yeah, all of this will be for sale apart from the Sovereign, the 2017. My favourite though, it's got to be, if I can find it. Don't think I can find it. There we go. 1957 Top Pop MS66. I absolutely slept on this. I had no idea it was going to grade like this. I didn't think much of it when it came in. I just thought, yeah, it's a nice coin, but you know, there's plenty of nice gimmicks around. For it to get a Top Pop absolutely blew my mind. And it's probably my favourite because, you know, for personal reasons, it's nice that sometimes you can find a diamond in the rough and not even know it. And I was lucky that I went with the strategy of just sending off a bulk load of sovereigns just to keep hold of some, because otherwise this would have been sold and I would have sold it for, say, spot plus 10, spot plus 15. You know, I wouldn't have really sold it for much more, and someone else would have had their hands on a Top Pop coin. So is there an element of luck in that? Yeah, I think there is. I'm not going to turn around and say, yeah, I absolutely smashed it out of the ballpark, because the reality is when it came in, I didn't think much of it myself. I just had it down as a Sovereign. Beautiful coin. Over the moon. Absolutely over the moon with this. Right, usually I apologise at this time because it's been close to 20 minutes, but if anything, I'm not going to apologise because I think it's been a very good selection of coins, and it's always nice to kind of put coins out like this. It's not often I get big batches in like this to showcase you guys, and I think it's definitely been worth the 18 minutes I've been talking. So I'm going to wish you a nice day. I do have another video to put out. I have been having issues with YouTube, so please bear with me. I've been having issues with pretty much everything these days. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you soon.